Hey y'all, my name's Mandy and I'm the kitchen wife. You are a longtime follower of my channel and my blog. You will know that every October I do what's called Crocktober. And that's a month of solid crock pot and instant pot meals that your whole family will love. And I'm super excited because today, not only am I doing a complete Crocktober What's for Dinner, but I'm collabing with my good friend Mandy. I'm so excited about this. Slightly fangirling. Mandy over at Mandy in the Making. Mandy and I have been talking over Instagram for about a year now, and listen, she is the queen of What's for Dinners. Literally, her videos are goals. So, after you're done watching this What's for Dinner, head on over to her channel for even more crockpot recipes, because can you ever really have too many crockpot recipes? And if you're coming over from Mandy's channel, hi, thanks for coming. I hope you decide to stay and join the kitchen family. And if you like this video and want to see more, be sure to hit subscribe, click that bell, and give it a thumbs up. Now, without further ado, let's get cracking. So it's Sunday, and I'm going to be making what is probably a West Virginia staple, and that is soup beans. This is a really inexpensive meal. It's just something, it varies from family to family, from region to region, and yeah, this is just how I make it. And for this recipe, you're going to need a bag of dried pinto beans, and you're going to need some garlic powder, onion powder, 1 diced onion. You're going to need either bacon or cubed ham, ham hock, pork chop. I have this ham bone left over from a holiday ham that I saved in my freezer for such a time as this. You're going to need some chicken broth and ground cumin. And to get started, what I'm going to do is, I'm actually making these for dinner tomorrow. So I'm going to put these soup beans in a bowl to soak overnight. I have pinto beans in the bowl, and I've kind of just looked through to see if there's any rocks or pebbles. Sometimes they can get in the bag. And I'm going to cover these beans with water, and I'm going to let them set overnight, and I will see you in the morning. Okay, it is now the next morning, and this is what my beans look like. I'm just going to take this over here, dump into my crock pot. Like so. Next, because I soaked these overnight, you can do this. If you do not soak your beans, you cannot add your seasonings until about 2 hours before you're ready to eat. But because I soaked them, I'm gonna go ahead and add 2 teaspoons each of onion powder, garlic powder, and cumin over my beans, like so. Next, I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of salt and a teaspoon of black pepper. And then I'm going to give this all a stir so that the seasonings are coating all the beans. Because I really want to bring the flavor home, I took 1 onion and peeled and quartered it. And I'm just going to stick down in my beans. I will pull these out at the end, but this is kind of what it looks like now. Now this is the most important part to any bean, the protein flavoring. I'm using a ham bone that I put in my freezer after my Easter ham. You can use ham hock. You can use smoked turkey wings. Sorry, it's early in the morning here. You can use bacon, back fat, anything. But this is where your beans are gonna get the majority of their flavor, so you have to have something. Okay, and last but not least, I'm adding 4 cups of chicken broth and 4 cups of water. You can use just water. Chicken broth is not traditional West Virginia soup beans. My grandmother and my mama always used just water, but I like to use chicken broth because I think it gives it just a little bit more flavor. So pour that in your crock pot and place the lid on. Pot on low for 8 hours. Oh, y'all, I can't wait for this meal. Okay, the soup beans are done. I've removed the ham bone, pulled off all the good hammy bits, And this, yeah, this is what we are left with. I said I was gonna pull out those big pieces of onions, but they kind of fell apart, so I'm just gonna leave them in there. You don't have to eat them. They're just adding major flavor. Guys, this smells and tastes, because I've already tasted it, delicious. Now, let me plate it up and show you how West Virginians eat these soup beans. Okay, y'all, here it is, all plated up. We like to add a little onion on top of ours. Typically you would use white onion, but I had green onion. Serve it up with the fried potatoes, and then underneath this heaping mess is some cornbread. So yeah, this is my idea of a perfect fall dinner. It is Tuesday, and today I'm making Salisbury steak in the crock pot. Salisbury steak is one of my very favorite meals, and I have never made it in the crock pot before. So I'm definitely excited to try it out and let you guys know how it goes and what I think. So for this recipe, you're gonna need a pound of ground beef, 2 cups of beef broth, some Worcestershire sauce, mushroom, onion, 1 egg, some cornstarch, some breadcrumbs, and some diced minced onion. Okay, in my bowl here, I've combined the ground beef, a 1/4 cup of the breadcrumbs, a tablespoon of the dried minced onions, 1 lightly beaten egg, and a teaspoon of salt and a 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. And then I'm gonna gently combine this and make 4 patties out of it. Now that I have my Salisbury steak patties formed, I have a pan over high heat, getting hot, and I'm just going to add these patties to the pan and let them brown on both sides. We're not cooking this all the way through, we're just browning on both sides. While my patties are browning, I've taken time to slice up my onion and my mushrooms. And now it's time to get everything in the crock pot. So to my crock pot, I've added the onions on the bottom. I've placed my Salisbury steak patties on top of the onions, and I've put my mushrooms on top of my Salisbury steak patties. And now I'm gonna add 2 cups of beef broth. I used a beef-based. And I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of Worcestershire sauce. So I've placed the lid on my crock pot. I'm gonna turn it on low for 6 hours. See y'all at dinner time. Okay, it's now been 6 hours, and this is what the Salisbury steak looks like. Now we're gonna remove the patties from the crock pot and we're gonna make the gravy. Now I have taken 2 tablespoons of cornstarch and added some water and made a slurry, and I'm gonna pour it into the cooking liquid to thicken it up for a nice gravy. Okay, we're pouring it in, and we're just gonna mix this up and let it thicken. I put the lid on this and I turned it on to high, and I'm just gonna let this go for about 15 minutes. Okay, so it's been about 30 minutes. The gravy is nice and thick. I've returned the Salisbury steak to the gravy to keep it warm. I'm just whipping up some mashed potatoes and mixed vegetables, and then we can eat. But you guys, this smells amazing. Okay, y'all, we'll have to excuse the paper plate because it's been a long day and I don't feel like doing dishes, but this looks and smells amazing. Have you tasted it yet, babe? We'll let you know what we think.
That's the one you put in the cookbook that you give to Angel.
Oh, really? I'm giving a cookbook to Angel?
One day.
Yeah, that is bomb, you guys. So yeah, that's tonight's dinner. See you tomorrow. Okay, it's Wednesday morning and I have a crazy busy day. So we are making some Italian chicken and rice in the crock pot. For this recipe, you're going to need some spinach, cream of chicken juice, cream of chicken soup. Sorry, it's early again. Some sun-dried tomatoes, chicken breast, Italian seasoning packet, heavy whipping cream, chicken broth, and instant brown rice. So yeah, let's get started. Since I'm working with rice in my crock pot, I'm actually gonna spray my crock pot with some cooking spray to help the rice keep from sticking in the bottom. Okay, so I've put my chicken in the bottom of the crock pot And now I've added 2 cups of instant rice. I'm choosing to use instant rice because when I was doing research for this recipe, I found in a lot of the comments when people used normal rice, it was still crunchy. So I'm hoping that the instant rice will help with the cooking in the crock pot. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. Okay, now in my mixing bowl, I've added 2 cups of chicken broth, 2 cups of heavy cream, a can of cream of chicken soup, and a packet of Italian seasoning mix. I'm just gonna mix this all together and add it to my crock pot. Filling up the pool. Okay, I have about a 1/4 cup of sun-dried tomatoes, that have been sliced, and I went ahead and chopped them up finely. I'm gonna add them into my crock pot and give it a stir. Okay, I kind of want to give this a little stir and let it get down in the liquid as well. Then it's time to put the lid on this bad boy and get it started. Okay, I have my lid on my crock pot. I'm gonna turn it on low for between 5 and 6 hours. I'm gonna keep an eye on it. See you then. Okay, my rice is finished cooking. I'm so glad I used the instant rice. It cooked up perfectly. I've removed the chicken from the crock pot and I've shredded it, and now we're gonna add just a couple more things. My chicken to the crock pot, and I've added 5 ounces of shredded Parmesan cheese. And I'm also gonna add this bag of spinach, and I'm gonna stir it all up. Now I know what you're probably thinking, holy cow, that was a lot of spinach, but look, it immediately wilts down, and this is ready to eat, y'all. Let's get it plated up and see what we think. Okay, you guys, I just tried this. Literally, this might be my favorite meal of the night. It's creamy and cheesy and just comforting. It's like perfect for this cold weather we've been having. The sun-dried tomatoes give it a little sweetness. Oh, tomorrow has a lot to compete with, but so far this is my favorite meal of the night. And it was so easy. So yeah, Italian chicken and rice in the crock pot, and I'll see you tomorrow night. Okay, it is Thursday, and for today's meal, we're gonna do something a little different. I'm running a little bit behind today, and so I'm gonna use my Instant Pot, which I think is completely okay to do during Crocktober. But we're gonna be making some Cajun pasta. I'm going to use onion, garlic, heavy cream, Parmesan cheese, Creole seasoning, chicken broth, a green pepper, some fettuccine, and a pound of smoked sausage. So let me show you how we're gonna do this. So to start off this meal, I have 1 onion diced, 1 green bell pepper diced, and 2 stalks of celery diced. This is what is known as the Holy Trinity. No Cajun meal is complete without this. And then I sliced up my pound of sausage, and now we're gonna get it going in the Instant Pot. Now that my Instant Pot is nice and hot, I added a little bit of olive oil, and I'm gonna brown up this sausage. Okay, now that my sausage is starting to brown, I'm gonna go ahead and add my onion, celery, and bell pepper, and 1 heaping tablespoon of minced garlic. Then I'm going to stir this around until the vegetables are tender and the onions are soft and translucent. 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, now we're going to add 1 tablespoon of the Cajun seasoning. Of course, you know, the spices to your tolerance. So we're going to add that, and then we're going to pour in 4 cups of chicken broth. Okay, now I've taken that pound of fettuccine, I've broken it in half, and then I'm just going to make sure that all the pasta is submerged into the liquid. Okay, I've placed the lid on my Instant Pot. I've made sure the valve is set to sealing, not venting. Now I'm going to turn the saute function off. I'm going to hit manual, and I'm going to set it for 10 minutes. That's right. This dinner is done in under 20 minutes. Okay, everything is done cooking. Okay, everything is done cooking. So I'm going to turn the valve to venting, and we're going to let all the pressure release, and it's called a quick release. Okay, the pressure has released. I'm going to remove the lid. And this is what it looks like. So we're going to give it a stir, and you can see the pasta is all perfectly cooked. But we're not done yet. Now we're going to create a creamy sauce with this. So we're going to pour in 16 fluid ounces, about 2 cups of heavy cream. And then we're going to pour in about 2 cups of shredded Parmesan. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes. You can see that it's nice and creamy now. Let's plate it up and see how it tastes. Oh my gosh, you guys. I know that I said yesterday's meal was probably my favorite of the week, but this, I think, is my favorite of the week. It is cheesy, creamy, comforting, just a little bit of spice. This is not overly spicy at all. It was done in 20 minutes, you guys, from start to finish. I just can't wait to devour this plate. First bite. Because it's like scalding hot. It's good, right?
Yep.
And this was done in under 20 minutes. So yeah, I'm gonna finish eating, and this is definitely a keeper. So that does it for Crocktober, guys. And I hope you enjoyed this. Again, after you do this, please head over to Mandy's channel. Let her know I sent you. Be sure to subscribe because you won't be disappointed. I am constantly inspired by her What's for Dinners. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good night.